At Phoenix USA, manufacturer of the Phoenix Cruiser line of motorhomes, we believe that the first priority of every prospective first-time buyer, or those of you downsizing or changing from other types of RVs, is to receive the maximum value for the dollars that you spend. That is why our mission at Phoenix from day one has been to build the best quality motorhome in our class at an affordable price. From top to bottom, everyone at Phoenix takes great pride in setting a standard of excellence for compact motorhomes. We pay attention to the small details as we craft each unit in order to create a superior product. It is also one reason why we have one of the highest customer satisfaction ratings in the industry. During the next few minutes, we will take you through our production process and let you see the quality and experience that goes into each vehicle that we manufacture. In 2006 and again in 2007, we included several new features that are unparalleled in our class of vehicle. So relax, enjoy the tour, and thank you for your interest in Phoenix Cruisers. The construction process usually begins even before the raw chassis enters the building. Depending on the length of the vehicle, the chassis may have to be stretched or in some cases even shortened beforehand. Once inside the building, a heat shield is installed over the length of the exhaust system to protect from the heat expelled by the engine through the manifold. Once inside the building, a heat shield is installed over the length of the exhaust system to protect from the heat expelled by the engine through the manifold. Risers are the crossbars to which the floor is attached. Phoenix places isolator pucks between the frame and the risers. These rubber pucks act to reduce road vibration and noise, in addition to providing a softer, more comfortable ride. Holding tank brackets are welded to the frame, a 5,000-pound hitch is installed, and the fuel tank fill tube and generator fuel line are attached. Then the chassis roof is cut away to allow for walk-in access to the cab. The next step in the process is the placement of the floor structure on the frame. Our floor structure is second to none in the industry. Vacuum bonded together with fluted plastic sheathing as the bottom board, steel tubular framing, block foam insulation, and moisture-proof plywood as the subfloor. The moisture-proof plywood is far superior to the OSB or wafer board used by many manufacturers. In the event a water issue should ever develop, it will not swell or break up as many other flooring materials. The linoleum that we use is a high-grade residential covering, again indicative of the quality found throughout our process. We use PEX plumbing throughout, with brass elbows at every turn. Some manufacturers will bend plastic pipe around corners in order to save time and money. However, not at Phoenix. We put no stress on the pipe or the fittings in order to avoid leaks at a later date. The pipe is run at 90-degree angles with brass elbows at every joint. The 12-volt and 110-volt wiring are separated and clamped down. We use 10-2 wire for the power supply and generator, and 12-2 for the rest of the 110-volt applications. Many of our competitors use 14-2 instead of the heavier gauge 12-2. Although harder to work with and more expensive, the 12-2 will handle more amperage and is much safer in the event of a power surge because it is heavier and will not overheat as easily. The Phoenix construction process does not allow for cutting corners and sacrificing quality. A perfect example is our continuous wiring method. Most manufacturers use wiring harnesses every few feet to join wire together. Since the harnesses snap together quickly, it speeds up the production process. However, problems can develop with the terminals where the connection takes place, either by pulling apart or corrosion taking place. Our continuous wiring method takes more time, but allows for the same wire to be run continuously throughout the unit without splicing and joining together. This method also eliminates the possibility of water or moisture entering into the wiring, since its outer covering is not breached. As you can see in the picture, coils of wire are hanging in a number of locations until they will be extended on throughout the unit. Phoenix builds its own cabinets. Cabinet doors, tables, and countertop extensions are all solid wood, either maple or cherry. Loops of continuous wiring continue to be visible in this photo as the unit moves on down the line. In our 2007 models, we replaced the converter system with a new inverter system, where a converter converts 110 voltage down to 12 volts. The inverter system converts 12 volts to 110 volts. One major advantage of the inverter is the fact that when you are dry camping, all kitchen and bathroom, exterior, and television receptacles will be available for use without running the generator.